Games Workshop's basement. Hosted by Quennell, Danny McDevitt, Val Heffelfinger. I'm Dickie, and it's Grim After Dark.
Welcome to Grim After Dark, Warhammer 40,000's only late night show for some reason. My name is John, and I'm here to misinform and entertain as we talk about the goings-on over the last week in the world of Warhammer. This week, we get the DL on the NTL in the USA. Games Workshop launched a new website. We're going to go around the net, and we have another edition of eBay Price is Right. But before we can get started, let's meet the team. First up, he's the co-host with the co-most. He's our competitive champion all the way from Moscow, Idaho. It's Danny McDevitt.
Woo! Good evening, John.
Good evening. And next, he's the beautiful face of everything square-based. He's a fantasy enthusiast and a 40K fligurist. It's Val Heffelfinger.
Hello!
He's the man behind the curtain. He's the coach in Canada. That makes sense, sure. It's superstar producer Tech Priest Dickie.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
I was going to make a Simon Cowell reference, but I decided against it. Before we go on, if you enjoy what you're seeing or what you're listening to, you can support us by liking or subscribing, whatever it will let you. And if you're able to, throw a couple dollars our way by becoming a member on YouTube or commenting below with answer to this question: what's better, team events or singles events? That was good timing. Look at me go.
Yeah, you like that time.
Wow. Fantastic. Guys, how you doing?
So good.
I'm ready.
I just nailed that.
You know what? I'm in a marching column and I'm ready to roll on this podcast. Let's go.
Dude, but my butthole is in loose formation, so I'm ready to take anything.
You got to pivot that anus. Pivot. With the soon-to-be released exclusive Grim After Dark wheeling tool.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you. I hope it's accurate. John.
If you own a PDF cutting, like the shop that cuts the cancer wood, let us know, and we would love to not have that smell in our house, but your house.
Cancer wood?
Yeah, you know how you order like the MDF terrain and it comes in, you open the box and it smells like literally like how I imagine cancer would smell?
Yeah.
Well, that's actually just how the offices of Frontline Gaming, our sponsor, smell. So, you know.
Very safe work environment.
I do like our friends at Frontline Gaming. And if they want to machine us some wheeling tools, then we can pivot.
What is a wheeling tool? I don't think I've actually seen a dongle for wheeling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, so the one that everybody had was the Gale Force 9 one, which looks kind of like it lets you see line of sight and you could wheel with it. Technically, well, no, you could, but you shouldn't. You should use a tape measure.
Danny, you bring up a fantastic point. Can we call our wheeling tool Gale Force 10?
Yeah, I don't think that's trademarked, John.
Beautiful. We'll get it trademarked in at least.
I'm not sure that Gale Force winds go up to 10, but it'd be kind of like an 11 joke, you know?
It would be. It'd be fantastic. Well, speaking of our friends at Frontline Gaming, this week's comment of the week, as always, is brought to you by Frontline. Open 24/7 at frontlinegaming.org. Now one of the easiest to navigate Warhammer websites out there. All of your Games Workshop products available at a discounted price, or better yet, buy stuff through their secondhand stores, save you money, make them more. This week, we have two Danny-focused finds that were sent to me. Danny, maybe for the aid of the audio listener, would you like to explain what we're looking at here while I wear the glasses of our sponsor, Frontline
no
Gaming?
problem. So this is Frontline's amazing shipping policy. And I'd like to say that it's because of me that this wording is in here. I feel like I'm the only one who was critical of this.
No, I've emailed them about it as well.
I've used my platform to really advocate for important causes, and this is one of them. So it describes your orders of $100 and shipping to the 48 continental United States qualify for free shipping. Orders of $200 plus and shipping to the non-contiguous United States qualify for free shipping.
So I think non-contiguous might be the most complex language an American uses for anything.
Well, you're looking at the two guys responsible for that language because both of us have emailed them about it before our association to complain. I will say as well, what it has up here is the Frontline Gaming tables, which I have one. I love one. They're amazing, but it said, unfortunately, do not qualify for free shipping. $30 flat rate due to the size and weight to the continental United States. They still haven't specified it's the 48 continental one. The best way, if you're in Alaska, to get one of those tables is you need to ship it to a friend. You need that friend to come up via plane. You need them to check it as oversized baggage. And then eventually you meet them and pick up with it like 3 months later.
Nice.
No, John, you should have your wife check it in as.
Oh, that's right. Your wife
baggage.
should
You don't fly it up yourself. You let somebody else. You outsource that work to someone.
So you guys have Frontline Gaming table mules to get?
I do.
Yeah, my wife.
Funniest thing.
Mental
The
note.
funniest thing was Danny's wife was nice enough to take that table up, checked. Danny's wife is about, I think, half the height of both of us. So we sent like, I think the
So
smallest.
she's like
person
5 feet tall.
Yeah, we could send the smallest person we could find with the largest table. And we're like, could you please take this up? It was fantastic. Great, yeah, but that's their. I was impressed that they now actually offer free shipping to the non-contiguous as long as you spend an appropriate amount of money.
I'd like to point out that I am geographically probably a lot closer, and it's $300 for me. So
Yeah, it's not good.
To be fair, though,
to be fair,
you don't have to pay for healthcare.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the price of healthcare, buddy.
well, you know, hey, what can I say? What can I say? Membership
I
has
think
its
I know which
privileges.
deal I would take, but I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
I'm still going to go for the cheaper model option. I won't get ever sick ever. Sickness is what happens to other people. But I'm moving on. I saw actually this great comedian, and she was talking about how she lives in America, and she said she traded free healthcare for this pyramid scheme of a country, and I can't think of a better description of what it is. Moving on, Danny, you sent me this one. Again, for the benefit of the audio listener, I didn't include the original post because I felt context would ruin it. But what are we looking at here?
This is me commenting on a random guy's post who was really upset about the new Games Workshop FAQ. In fact, he wasn't upset at the FAQ. He was upset that people were playing a rule differently than what the FAQ ended up ruling a rule to actually be, maybe. And so it was kind of like a, haha, told you guys are all idiots. You are horrible people for playing this rule wrong. And I'd ask him, why are you so fucking angry, bro? And they respond, because of people, my friend, because of people. I don't know this person.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't your friend, guy.
Yeah, not your guy friend.
I was going to say, this is like a stepbrothers moment. We're like, did we just become best friends? Yeah. I also don't like people.
Absolutely not.
But what I love about this post is again, what you said, Danny. This is a random comment you made on some random person you don't know's Facebook post. So you bring the pain 24/7.
This is my psyche, man. Like if I feel like you're acting out, I'm going to tell you.
That's right.
I literally moments before the show, I posted the the Michael Jordan stop get some help gif on a random comment. So you know I'm out there also enforcing things.
See,
you know.
You got to check some people sometimes, Val. You understand that, and
Absolutely.
I appreciate that about you.
Yes.
Yeah. Val, you hopped around the podcast world this week as well. I saw you were on another podcast talking into a microphone to other people.
I'm returning. I'm returning to my old ways of just getting on to everything I possibly can. Yeah, so I was on Old World Fanatics, an Australian, I guess Old World now podcast. Just chatted with Gamo about the goings on of
Gamo.
His name is Gamo for some reason.
Look,
Gamo, the Gomer.
Australian nicknames are almost always interesting.
Yes, he was a lovely guy. It was a good chat. It does open with me chastising one of the other members of the show who wasn't present for recommending using brake fluid to strip miniatures, and I just thought that was irresponsible. So we corrected that as fast as possible.
I don't think they're suggesting that you take it out of other people's cars. I think they're suggesting using like a new bottle.
Oh,
Brake fluid was something people used to recommend, like way back before it was realized that, hey, that's an incredibly toxic thing to be using to strip minis with.
Yeah, it's also really bad on plastic minis. Like
apparently, no, it does. I think that's why it was recommended, because it didn't kill plastic minis.
Oh, okay.
But this guy also then said that he used ISO and it melted his minis, and I was like, that wasn't ISO. I have no idea what the hell the guy got. So anyway, that's an aside.
It's resin minis, I believe. The isopropyl alcohol melts.
Oh,
is that real?
Yeah,
that's not possible. But then how is ISO is used for cleaning 3D printed minis, which is resin.
So one of our friends up here left a miniature soaking in like a bath of the isopropyl alcohol for like a day or something, and when he pulled it out, it was like rubber. So it was flexible, movable, kind of moved all over the place. So maybe don't leave it in there, but maybe kind of take it out.
Maybe
I don't know why you went close to me.
I wonder if that was a fine cast model.
Yeah, maybe, or kind of something like that. But yeah, and the best thing was it was a commission of a rare model. So it's good times.
Oopsie doopsie.
But yes, that's all we have for our fun little intro section. Let's jump right on to State of Play. I really got to fix that so Dickie doesn't have a speed up. For the first time, by the way, guys, we can hear the bumpers when they play.
Honestly, hearing the speed that actually plays to the audience with just gave me an anxiety attack. Like that is too much. I'm sorry to everyone.
Oh, yeah. All of you now, we know why everyone's so amped every week is because we just inject panic into your veins by increasing the speed of things. Welcome to State of Play, the segment where we catch up with what's been going on in the last week in Warhammer. This week, the National Tabletop League, the classic NTL, launched their website, powered by the Army Painter. We're not powered by the Army Painter, by the way. Just want to say that. Quite willing to be powered by the Army Painter, but we're just stuck here. And they released all the information about the National Tabletop League. It is a team event, has a comp team circuit. It's going to rank teams using ELO scores. There is a lot of events, and again, it is powered by the Army Painter. Guys, there's a lot of things powered by the Army Painter. It's not a question. It's just a statement. Val, if you want to dig back into your Stat Centauri roots, ELO. So the teams are going to be ranked here and paired up as the events go past through ELO scoring. For the people here, obviously not me because I know everything. What is an ELO score?
I believe an ELO score is a ranking system that is based off of the quality of opponent that you beat and the frequency at which you play. If I'm not mistaken, Danny, am I right?
It originated in chess, and you kind of take points from your opponents when you beat them, because their ELO will go down for losing to someone with less ELO, but it'll go up for beating somebody with a higher ELO.
Russell Priest in chat here asking, ELO is an Electric Light Orchestra. Danny, is that what it stands for?
Yes.
Perfect.
That's correct.
Yeah, this is really dope as hell.
They diversified significantly since the music kind of took a downturn.
Yeah, StatCheck has been running ELO for a bit on their website for singles, so it'll be cool to see this for teams. Although I'm interested to see how they implement this for, like, is it based on the team name or the composition of the team?
Fair enough.
It seems like those things could be.
Yeah. So from what I read from kind of perusing their website early on a Sunday morning with a nice cup of Yorkshire Gold tea. I love all these little details while I pull up the right slide. It's single teams of 8 people. John,
the tea.
Oh, it was just like tasted like home. And it's just it's premium, it's gold. But all of the teams are kind of like set rosters of 8, I imagine. But then that pulls into question, it's going to be quite hard to get the same team of 8 people. So maybe it is a bigger one. As we can see here, there's a ton of events in season 1. I have everything listed for 2024. and then I had some revisions on something else to do. So then I stopped before going into 2025. But
Whoa, 8 TC. Ha, interesting. Sorry. Continue.
So we have events coming up. We have the 8 TC, as I just pointed out, Battle for Salvation, the Can Hammer Team Tournament, Breath Weapon Gaming, the North American Team Championship, Brood Wars, Gateway Open, Away Games Open, Stud and Snotlings, Onslaught Gaming, and another one we can't talk about are all events that are going on that are going to be part of this National Tabletop League. Danny, are you kind of surprised to see kind of the breadth and scope of this, especially taking in some of the more kind of tenured events?
Yeah, so one thing I like is that studs and snotlings is just the pluralization of stud and so right? Like, so are they rebranding? Is it another event? Like, I don't know.
Stutter Snotlings is our friend Dustin Henshaw's event.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better be wearing that handsome red jacket I gave him.
He wears it way too much, actually. I told him not to. But,
it's uncomfortable. I wish he would take it off and dry clean it.
Yeah. So thanks for that, John.
You're welcome.
It's like the coat the homeless guy gets from Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins. This is really cool. This is a proper circuit. This is it's also all eight person teams. I'm kind of shocked. Where's the so what's the deal with the Frontline Gaming one then?
Well, it's kind of like us. I believe the Champions Cup is Frontline adjacent, as you look at kind of the weight screen having here. But I will say, I'm sorry, Danny, you were saying?
I don't know. Is Frontline actually? I don't know if they're allowed to associate their tournament with the circuit. I think they've gotten a little C&D.
Well, let's hope that their friends, Backline Fun, are able to financially support it a little bit.
It's just fascinating to me that out of nowhere we went from 0 8-person events to
just
a full slate of 8-person events with no prior evidence that anyone wants to do this. This is bold and awesome, and man, I wonder what their streaming plan is. Like, this is really cool, and it's got my favorite event, the Can Hammer team event, is on here.
Yep.
That's one for all you American listeners. It's just over the border in Ottawa, and it's an incredible venue. It's been running for years. Not at that size, not at eight people, but this is just really, really cool.
Are you guys surprised? Like, we do have a great Canadian player base, and we like most of them. Are you surprised that 25% of the events are based in Canada?
45% of the events are based in Canada?
Yeah. If you look at there's like 10, 11 events there. You have 2 in Ottawa. You have 1 in Toronto. There's a lot of Canadian representation in this league.
So this is this happening? Is this wrapping around to?
Yeah, 2025 is still on there. It looks like.
I just didn't go through there. I had some revisions to make.
I think there's 18 events. So I don't know how many of them are in Canada. I don't know if 25% is an accurate statistic, John.
Well, we're just going to say it is.
And the finals as well. The finals as well is not dated, so we don't have an actual confirmed date for that. But, okay.
I want to talk about this. They do have set up a grand final, and I'm glad you brought up the I'm going to just call it the Kicker Claus D Champions Cup because that's the most accurate thing at this point. The winner of the Champions Cup gets into the final, regardless of the ELO scores of everyone else. It's like like some kind of like a silver pass to the final. I don't know legally what they can call it.
Maybe brass pass?
Key, like a fast pass. Yeah,
no, platinum. Go.
Yeah, I was gonna say brass pass because it looks like gold, but it's not. A
platinum pass.
Because I'm assuming that as these events go, that like, oh man, BFS is on here. Hell yeah.
Yeah. The final is going to be 4 groups of 5 teams with 4 rounds of group play. The winner from each group advances to a bracket. 2 rounds of bracket play determines the winner, which is very similar to European and World Soccer / football.
Well, it's like WTC as well, which is also like European soccer.
Yeah.
But also like this, I mean, looking at that event schedule, I mean, the last one that they have blatantly said when it's going to be is June.
Mhm.
I mean, WTC traditionally would be what, July or early August?
August. Yeah,
I was
usually.
gonna say, Dickie, you gotta hit us with the facts here.
Yeah, August is usually when it is.
So yeah, that kind of feels like it puts. Although obviously the national teams will be. I mean, the North American national teams. This is a huge boon for them if they can get out to them.
I
So-
think it's a requirement for us, at least in Canada, and I imagine the US. These will be events that you'll be attending as a national team.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Dickie, as the sole spokesperson and head PR person for Team Canada,
Oh, head
what are your
PR,
thoughts?
right.
What are your thoughts on that? I already offered to Merc my HR services. I'm not
Yeah.
doing PR as well.
Yeah, don't do that.
But what are your thoughts on kind of this circuit kind of popping up and a lot, like I said, a lot of events being up with you guys? When I say up with you guys, obviously Canada is a massive country and they're thousands of miles away, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of events there.
Yeah, it's definitely. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks now. I think it's super important for national, especially. This is a great opportunity for us to have a full team event with the national team before we go to Belgium, before we go to WTC. So this is unbelievable practice for our team, and I think we'd be silly not to take advantage of it for sure.
Well, you may be geese, but do you feel that this gives kind of a leg up for Team Canada, Team USA going to something like the WTC, that they get almost an entire season of competitive teams practice?
Not necessarily. I
Yeah.
know that. Thanks. I think that we have France, we have Poland. They all generally have pretty extensive team events in their countries. So they've been playing this game for a while now. I think what this does is it hopefully puts us on the same level or maybe a bit under. That's my thought process. Anyway.
Yeah, there are some European metas that are completely, basically aligned to the sort of development of the national squad for WTC. But I mean, beyond that, I mean, there's also lots of sort of scrimmage events that national teams in Europe will attend and lead up to it. The main difference here, and I don't want to sound like a snob, but it will be the quality of competition. So like when you are going to, like, I'm trying to think of what they call it, 6 nations, 7 nations.
Yeah.
6 nations would be sort of UK on their all of those ones plus Belgium, I think, is what they usually do.
Yeah. You're right.
So yeah, there's invariably it's going to be better for these teams to get out and play more, and also just developing a culture around sort of 8-person team play, and making that sort of a format that's popularized and something that people want to do. So what happens? Do we know what the impact on the ATC is? Because this looks like, is it related at all? Like, I mean, I know
they're still going to run ATC, from what I remember reading or watching. The guy who runs ATC had a live stream about it, and he's running 3 events. So he's running the 2 that are listed on here, and then also is still going to run the 5-man that they've been running.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Danny,
That's super cool.
Danny, you have a comment in chat you wanted to bring up here.
What's that?
Oh, you said, how is this not being a thing?
Yeah, why is there not a Reese's cup?
Yeah, why does Frontline Gaming not like produce a Reese's cup?
I mean, I can tell why. I can tell you why, but they should make an event called that. Like, they shouldn't have a circuit. That's probably out of the question for them at this point in time.
Yeah, legally gray. But Reese's cup, you're not going to get
that
sued
one
by
is
calling
gray.
something
It's
a Reese's
black.
cup. Do you guys feel like, Danny, you are, like I said, now a tournament goer, you're kind of a competitive champ. You play a lot of GTs because of your location as well. How do you think the kind of deluge of team events that are coming in is going to affect attendance and kind of interest in single player GTs and RTTs?
I mean, it'll remain to be seen. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into any kind of team event, right? Like people have to figure out how to do all this stuff, and then like you have to get 8 people who are actually committed to this.
Probably
Whereas
more,
singles
there's
is just
easily
kinda
more
like-
than 8 people. Actually,
Right, yeah,
if you're
yeah.
intending to compete at multiple events, you're going to need a roster that has more than just 8.
right.
So I mean, just the idea of like, there's always been the club, the sort of that sort of club award that that the ITC had, which was always sort of the most one of the more underutilized things because people gave a huge shit about it, but it was really lame. And this now you'll be able to galvanize all of those various clubs around North America into giving them a carrot to really strive for. Like it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've said it's cool. It's the only words I have. This is really, really awesome.
Danny, Team Texas, which of the 3,000 members make the top 8?
Which of the 3,000 people in Texas? I don't know, dude. Who cares? It's Texas.
Right answer. The best part about the National Tabletop League is the prize. You don't win a cup. You don't win access codes to Warhammer 40,000. You don't even win a handshake from Michael Brand. You win this right here. Let me get in the frame. A championship ring for the old NTL.
Okay.
It's good. Sure, why not? I mean, I would have loved to see a real cash purse put on top of this.
Yeah.
That was sort of one of my last dreams for competitive 40K before I said, who cares? But hey, I mean, something at dangling of value is great. The rings. It's funny. You can see sort of the Atlanta fingerprints all over this, which is kind of cool. But like this reminds me a lot of the winners of the what was it? What was the Pro Tabletop? Yeah, it's Pro Tabletop Atlanta Open. I can't remember what it was.
I mean, Pro Tabletop and NTL are the same
thing.
people.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why it was pretty obvious to me. Okay, cool.
What do you guys thoughts?
So then I wonder if that means that they will be putting their streaming efforts behind it as well, which would be really, really cool and good to do.
Slight concern. The date on the ring says 2025, which means the finals we're looking at 2 years away. And we all know the community's amazing ability to wait.
So I don't. Yeah, this may be an example, John. I don't know. Maybe I understood this poorly because I think that the rollout for information on this has been pretty poor, generally speaking. There are you have to make it to the final bracket for this. I think there's going to be one in 2024, but it's not going to be all the way through. And I think they're running another team event the same weekend they're having the championship one. And so that's also a qualifier for 2025. So that means that the people that are already playing for the championship, there's going to be one tournament where none of those people are going to be playing. So it gives a chance for some new people to get into it too, is kind of what I heard. So which is pretty cool.
This might be just also like a timing thing where they wanted to announce and get it going. Because the first one on the slate is not until March.
Right.
And so I guess they probably wanted to get it so that the championships is somewhere in the summer. I guess is most accessible for people to travel in the summer. And so, in order to get it off the ground, they kind of had to go with a very long first season because it's more than a year for the first season.
And then I just it's really hard to tell the quality of this prize just on that white background. So we had our artists kind of Photoshop this into a more appropriate kind of picture of what a winner would look like with that ring.
John, I'm drinking. That is a martini glass made of ice.
Oh.
Are you in an ice? Is that an Alaskan ice hotel or were you?
Yeah.
Classy.
There's the hot springs there, and they have this whole room up by Fairbanks that's like, I don't know. It's pretty cheesy. But yeah, that ring looks good on that finger.
So
it sure does.
So aside from my unabashed enthusiasm for this, has there been much of a community backlash to this? Has there been
surprisingly no?
No? Has it been an enthusiastic reception for it?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely from my angle.
if you sort of look at the reaction to the last venture that they tried to launch, which was the pro game, what was the acronym for that one again, Danny? Do you remember? Like the pro league or whatever they were trying to go with, like the giant cash
Tabletop?
prize. Pro tabletop.
Yeah.
That got a lot of negativity to it, like almost right away and throughout the whole thing. This one has received almost like generally like universal praise. Like people are pretty behind it.
That's true, but okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, like, I think the rollout has been bad. Like the information has not been well laid out. I think that it's been like, it's interesting to see which events are part of it, which ones are not. Like different people running team events. I also haven't seen it. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of excitement about this. I think the people that are already playing teams are excited about this.
Well, may I suggest you may not want to bury your information in an hour and 15 minute video to get people excited about an event, because I'm not watching an hour and 15 minutes.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Look,
says the producer of a show that frequently runs for an hour and 15 minutes.
We're at 36 minutes.
The best way to get it across is if you put it in like a little video that you just title "New Terminators, We Don't Like Them," and then you'll get just a ton of engagement.
Boom.
Again, stop commenting on that. More this week. I genuinely care, and I don't know why, and it really bothers me. So just stop engaging with
I also
that
like
video.
that none of the people who engage with that video are in any way, shape, or form listening to you right now.
No, we can dream. We can dream. We're gonna move on. Website. I reuse this one here. We have Warhammer website breaking news. Which what a beautiful graphic to reuse, but also I kind of got that wrong a little bit. We're gonna adjust it a little bit again and say that the Warhammer website is just in fact breaking.
Yes. Good God.
Warhammer launched their new website, something they've been talking about in financials for years now. Something they've been like, we're relaunching this, we have to do all of these things, and it came out to fair to say a mixed reaction.
Well, I'd like to really thank Games Workshop for supporting a Canadian corporation and just really going all out and buying a Shopify storefront for their website. Maybe that's a little bit too inside baseball, but yeah. Geez, Louise, guys.
This entire show is inside baseball. It's why our listener numbers are so low. It's jokes that 30 people enjoy and 20 people listen to.
It's like the most meta show, right? It's
for some reason.
For some reason.
We like it.
We have a couple examples that I found here online. This first one here says, "Can't believe the GW changed the website name because the website cut off the R in Warhammer."
That's so good.
Warham. Maybe that's the French site.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Also, it asks me to confirm what country I'm in every time I go to it, and it drives me friggin' nuts. You guys don't have cookies?
You're like, are you sure it's Canada?
I don't know.
Maybe
I felt
in
like
Europe,
the old GW site did the same thing.
Yeah, it sure did.
No, it would just randomly assign me a country. That's the difference.
Even better.
And then this next one here I found, or that was found, was, has anyone tried to navigate the Eye of Terror, aka Warhammer.com, aka Games Workshop? Their full range of Space Marines is a whopping 9 items. Who designed this disaster? They better get their act together. I'd rather sit on Istvan 3 with Rylanor than go on this site. No, Danny, Val, I went on that website. And I found 221 different.
Yeah, I was just like 230. That's weird. I also looked at the Space Marines. That was the first thing I went and looked at.
This is like a preview of GW's social credit web store, where you have to have a certain amount of positive comments and able to view the full range.
Oh, like social credit?
Yeah, like social credit. Yeah, so like maybe if he won too many negative posts, sorry, you can't see Tactical Marines anymore.
Hey, how do I get to that point? Because I just want all the firstborn stuff to not show up anymore. Is that cool?
No, if you're a dick, you just only get firstborn. No predators for you.
Trapped in purgatory, and it's like 2016.
Val, you know money stuff. Crip shout on the chat here saying apparently there are 1 million over budget.
It was a $6 million website, according to their most recent financial report. I don't know how much of, and I can't remember if that's a US dollar conversion or if that's actually 6 million pounds. But yeah, it is. It's just another example of GW spending more money by trying to spend as little money as possible. Yeah, it's too bad. They've had a complete catastrophe in their sort of their infrastructure, and this is all stuff that they talk about in their reports in much more glowing language. But I mean, more important than this, even this botch launch, or as it's probably a symptom of it, was their attempt to bring in enterprise software, basically something to help them manage stock levels and tie all of their various sales channels together and that sort of thing, and interact with their very fancy robot driven warehouses that they've been doing, that they've been creating and building, but that completely failed. So they had to actually stop that project entirely. I think they brought in new management, and that was a project that was ongoing for, I mean, you can see Kirby talking about it in the mid 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
So the website would be something that was supposed to have sat on top of sort of a redeveloped infrastructure for their company, and that infrastructure would have has not, as far as I know, ever materialized for various very bad reasons. But yeah, like, companies get this stuff wrong for sure. But a company as cash rich as GW is, literally cash rich, probably should not be messing around with the things that literally make them go. Like, there's still a culture that underproduces things because they're afraid of having stock on their shelves, and they probably could up their business intelligence game and have a much better idea of what their customer demands are projected to be, and get better at that over time. But they've just been stymied by this because ultimately IT is incredibly expensive to design and implement. And if you balk at that sticker price of bringing in outside expertise, and you try and do it internally, you get shit like this.
Yeah.
Well, ideally, they're kind of like their enterprise software like that would help them to kind of like capitalize on their BI needs and like move forward in a way that they can like actually cross compare different. I don't know. There's so many different. There's and like Val said, like, these IT projects are very hard sometimes to implement, especially when you're making a big wholesale change like this in a decades long project. Like, I don't know, but they should have been throwing a lot of money at that because that's like their nut. Then they need to maintain that. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I think there's something to be said about like this website, which is again very in its current form, very basic.
Let's
costing
pull up the website here.
Okay.
As you keep talking, because we have Dickie on hand, ready to kind of play around with it here.
Yeah, you guys talk. I'll just get everything sorted out.
And this is a great thing for intelligent people in the comments to speak about. But development prices on any major corporation's website or anything that's facing, I think, would be far in excess of something like $6 million.
Yeah.
And although that sounds like a big number, maybe to some, it's actually probably spending way too little.
Sorry, wrong tab.
Cool. How do you listen to podcasts? How to get off a shit podcast? What
sorry.
Hold on.
No, I think we wanted this one. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah.
No, I want to go back to Warhammer.
So yeah, this is the new website, as kind of Dickie showing off, and as someone who's sold his soul to corporate, Crip Shadow saying, or Joel Adkins saying they got that trash for $6 million. $6 million is not a lot of money at all. Tiny amounts. But yeah, so this is new. You get the wonderful little animatic where you see a wonderful cast of characters painting their Warhammer, getting together and playing. I've never seen 4 people around a game of Kill Team that excited to not play Kill Team.
Yeah. And you got the new games too.
Or were they not playing Warhammer Quest? I just assumed that's what they were playing.
They were playing Kill Team. Yeah.
Kill Team.
You have a man crying in the shower, as I have often done day 2 of tournaments. I think it's really important to represent that part of it. But yeah, Dickie, why don't you go try and buy a box of intercessors?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty easy. Space Marines. All right, those Terminators. There you
Oh,
go.
please don't say the T word.
We got the Vanguards. We got the Desolators. We
I really
got.
like how
Why
proportional.
I don't know why they're showing just the sprue. That feels silly.
That's a yeah.
Social
that's
credit,
a
you haven't
Ravenwing
earned enough.
upgrade sprue.
Yeah.
So you upgrade your bikes and your speeders with that sprue.
Wouldn't it be
You also
better to show
haven't-
me what it makes, not what it is?
You haven't spent enough money with them to unlock that tier.
Doesn't make anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, fair enough.
It makes bikes better.
It makes them look cooler.
Mhm. I do
oh,
like
that-
that.
It's like snipping the tip.
Yeah, Dickie's idea of finding intercessors is just randomly scrolling through 300
Well, I
ranges.
would rather.
Jesus
Can I? Is
Christ,
it okay
you're
if I
as
buy
bad at
some?
operating their website as this guy who was complaining about only seeing 9?
I haven't seen intercessors yet, and sadly, but I
only
do
there
want to
was-
buy some Deathwing Knights. Why don't we
You
buy
can't just
some of them?
give up and choose to buy something that you don't need.
Yeah, let's buy some of
Jesus
these.
Christ, is that a Canadian price?
That is
Yeah,
a Canadian
This
price.
is
Yeah,
Canadian price.
I'm terrified.
What
Thank
I
God
love to call attention to too is all the broken images on the right side.
Yeah, that's
As you go through, I tried.
Oh,
Dickie bought some Skavens, and I was like, oh, I wonder what those Skavens were, and I looked them up, and literally all the photos were broken. I couldn't see what it was that he bought. It was bad. It was bad.
So,
Bad.
Do you guys think so? Obviously, there are a few wrong intercessors. There are a few things wrong with the website right now in its kind of current iteration. Is this sort of just a great starting point for them to improve on, or do you see this as something that's kind of worse than the original website, which it was very old?
The old website, yes,
Yeah.
it was comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow, the picture's broken. God damn it! They're all broken.
Well,
oh, damn
If
it!
only, we should have thought about greater synergy pre-show, Dickie, and had frontlinegaming.org open on another tab, and you could have gone and bought stuff from there, and then GW would never send us review things anymore. Man, we love their website. Moving on. I think we're done with some state of play. Let's jump through a really quick around the net, and then we're gonna play a game.
Okay. Woo!
fantastic.
That's
Apparently
so
the volume's
loud.
loud as well.
Oh
on
my
those.
god! I know I
Uh,
don't do levels right.
Cool.
Well, actually, that's on Rich. Not gonna lie, he's the one who does the levels.
I'm the one who makes the videos and doesn't adjust the levels.
He has a
at
slider.
all.
Makes them so loud.
He has a slider.
I'm
You
so
literally-
loud.
You can
It
literally
wasn't
fix
broken.
it. He can see all the red on his board and just continue to eat
It wasn't
Cheetos.
red. Actually, I don't know if the listener.
He just doesn't care. He actually hates people.
He's colorblind, you bastard.
I don't
That's why he wears those yellow shades.
that know. Yeah.
Moving on, Run the Net. Welcome to Run the Net, the part of the show where we dive deep into the dang drivel the internet provides. And this week, while we've got a lot to cover, we're just going to focus on fast food. We found this image, and Danny, you and I were both going to share this one here. Someone created Codex Waffle House employee,
Fantastic.
which was just a great job. And then what I tasked the guys to do was to describe maybe some units or strats or warlord traits that Codex Waffle House employee would possibly have.
Yeah. Oh well, I use Codex Tim Horton's employee
did I,
myself personally.
Yeah.
But I went with rapid bowel ingress. The double demands that the Emperor's Chosen must take a dump. They must take a dump immediately. Target unit doubles its movement, but is unable to shoot or fight.
Danny,
So for Codex Waffle House, I chose lightning fast reactions, the Eldar stratagem. I don't know if you've seen the waitress who grabs the chair out of the air, like as those two people were fighting. I mean, how else?
Waffle.
yeah,
We used to have I guess the closest Canadian equivalent, and I don't think it exists anymore, was something called Golden Griddle.
Holy, yeah.
As she was a 24/7 breakfast establishment that was the refuge of various burnouts and angry, violent people.
What? Honestly, I wish we had Waffle Houses around here. I love Waffle House. It's like
Yeah.
it's a whole like vibe, man. Like,
Seems
John, have you
better
been
than
to
a
one?
seems better than a Denny's, that's for sure.
I
Yeah.
have
Oh.
not. I have not been to a Waffle House.
And the food is greasy and good. Yeah,
It sounds quite amazing. I just noticed I didn't actually write any notes for the
went there
next
on
one, which is Codex Taco Bell. But yeah,
Sorry, Codex what?
Taco Bell. Just
Taco
Oh, I did.
Bell.
amazing. I just didn't rewrite it here. I have fourth meal as their stratagem, which gives the ability fight twice once it turns on the Taco Bell force and activate their fourth meal reserves. And then ChatGPT came up with wonderful Crunchwrap Cavalry as units. The Quizarito Titan, and the hero is the Bell Grande, which I would just imagine as a Skaven Screaming Bell, but instead of warp dust, it's just shit. Kind of streaming.
my stratagem for Taco Bell was fire, sauce, and fade. It lets you shoot, and then you have to move directly towards the nearest restroom.
Oh, amazing. That's about all I want to do around the net this week. There's a lot of filler in there, but at this point, yeah, it's getting on. I forgot we've had a bumper for this for the last forever. So while we give Dickie some time to scroll down to the appropriate slide for afterwards, which
Oh, jeez.
oh, don't
geez.
finish the show. Don't finish the
Dear
show.
He's out.
He's like, I don't want to play anymore. Slide 24 is where you want to be, but first let's look at that amazing and copyright problematic bumper for the eBay Price is Right.
Oh boy. Here we
That
go.
is so loud.
I think it's officially loud for you guys, but not loud for everyone else.
It's
So
so
it's great.
loud.
You guys
No,
get
we
the
are
back-
getting the monitor feed, so that is how loud it is.
Oh, welcome to the eBay's Price is Right. Tonight we have a special Valhallan edition of the eBay Price is Right.
Oh boy.
And we are looking again for the next great Warhammer price predictor. Our contestants will bid on a series of frosty and frozen Warhammer items recently sold on eBay.
Mhm.
Will they guess the final auction price and win nothing? No. Direct from me being mad that snow finally came, as can be seen in this slide here. I decided to do a very special Valhallan edition of eBay Price is Right.
God damn.
So if you have ever wondered how much the chilliest models from Games Workshop are, you are in the snowy place tonight. Spirits will be high as we see who knows their Warhammer and who's headed home empty, snowdrift handed. Let the frosty bidding begin on the special Winter Wonderland eBay Price is Right. That is too many snow puns.
Now,
That is
am I
okay.
right in saying that these only went OOP like recently, right? Like you could order these off the web cart.
I mean,
until
if I
very
was
recently.
solely focusing on brand new Valhallans, yeah,
Oh,
that would be true.
And they did re-release them for made to order pretty recently too.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. Our first contestant, hailing from Moscow, Idaho. He's a law student. He in his final year. He might be able to pass the bar, but can he pass this quiz? It's Danny McDevitt. And his opponent from the frozen, forgotten, disaster wasteland of northern Canada.
You live in Alaska, and I live in about as far south in Canada as you can.
So much further south.
I'm
can secure
farther
your
south than
future
Danny
for
is,
a
and he's in the
fee.
United States right now.
But can he guess how much you cost on eBay? It's Val Heffelfinger.
Unfair.
I wonder if I'm more north than you, Val.
You are.
now that
You're
I'm
100%
thinking
more
about it.
north than me.
So far north.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And as we want to remind everyone playing
Especially Val.
and everyone listening at home, the Val Heffelfinger Amendment is in effect, hands where we can see them at all times, based on the history of a certain unnamed party of Googling.
That
during
was
competitions.
a not as good game show as eBay Price is Right. Okay, look, I am a purist when it comes to eBay Price is Right.
That's fair.
As-
It was
as
a
a-
very
as-
bad game show, but the
As a
picture I love.
veteran eBay seller and user, I'm offended by this, but we'll continue.
I like the phrase the Val Heffelfinger Amendment, and I like the picture. He looks so happy that he's been accused of cheating. All right, so starting off first this week, we have this beautiful Valhalla Flamer Ice Warriors Medal 40K Imperial Guard Astra Militarum. He is lot number 27 of a bulk send. How much, starting with you, Danny, are you playing for a flamey boy?
This is a great flamer model. Maybe one of the best flamer models ever released.
Holding it correctly, as far out as possible and fearfully.
$25.
I like the flamer is the size of his entire body.
25.
$1.
Oh, classic Val. It is in fact $12.31. Giving
yeah.
Val the price on that one, putting him at 1. Our next item up for bid here is Games Workshop Warhammer 40K Valhalla Lieutenant Captain New Benib Metal figure.
Wait a minute. How many of these are Valhallans, John? I thought you said they weren't all Valhallans.
There are 5 separate items. You've seen 2 of them.
Okay. All right. So this one's in box. So that does make it a little bit different.
Yep.
This is the lieutenant. He's got a nice big old Soviet hat.
Allegedly. I think it's more Ukrainian hat now.
I'm gonna go 40 USD on this one.
Whoa.
40. Danny.
$1.
$1.
Oh,
The reverse tactics coming. Val wins.
Brutal.
49.48.
wow.
Somebody
for
paid
Captain Bighouse.
$65 for that model.
And they're not even
Including
gonna
shipping.
open it. It's just gonna sit in that blister.
14
They're gonna
bucks for
get-
shipping, 15 bucks for shipping.
They're going to get like a shadow box, and it's going to sit there to be
Jeez.
appreciated the entire time.
Shut
Option number 3, to make it a little different, we have a Valhalla Plasma Gunner.
What?
Valhalla Plasma Gunner unreleased Warhammer 40K Imperial
Unreleased?
Guard Oop Medal. Val.
Unreleased?
Well, I gotta go
pretty
first
sure
again?
it is.
Okay, I guess I
Well,
have
because
one
you
left.
won again.
Okay,
Just
all
stop
right.
winning and you don't have to go first.
All right. Unreleased. I'm always dubious about unreleased. But he's not. So he's not in a blister. I mean, he could be a fake.
Feel like is a chatting so cheap Chinese knockoff.
Yeah.
is-
It's gonna be higher or lower. $50.
Oh.
Ooh, 50.
$51.
Yeah, I left myself vulnerable. Left myself vulnerable.
61.85.
Oh, good. Oh, we got a battle. We got ourselves a little battle going on here.
I'm on the scoreboard now, John.
On the scoreboard is 2-1 to Val, and just to because I do listen to your comments, you bitch about them all being Valhalla when I said they weren't. This next one here is Wargaming Terrain, Tall Hills, medium box of hills, snow finish.
Brand new. This is sold. Danny? $1.
Yeah. I mean, what?
You can't guess first and say $1 because then
I mean,
I'm gonna guess
good.
$12.
$12.
Brand new. So this was probably a buy it now item. You said $12?
Yeah, someone
Yeah.
just cut up foam with a knife.
All right, I'm going.
That's what we're gonna do.
Should I give it a real guess? I'm gonna give it a real guess. I'm gonna guess $35.
35. $60.
Oh, wow.
This sold?
Hey, sometimes you need
Pro painted. Crypt Shadow pointed it out. Pro painted.
Pro painted.
Got that pro
Sometimes
painted, baby.
you tell some person in the south of the U.S. that you want to participate in this team tournament circuit, and then you realize you don't actually have any terrain, so then you just got to
Spins 'em
go
up.
buy it
Spins
all
it up.
up. So yeah,
We
any
should
snow
do
show-
one just on Fantasy Train because it's mind blowing.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you'll
really?
get them all. We've tried
Yeah,
doing fantasy
yeah.
terrain before. You're like, oh, I saw that one. Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, I would get them all.
We did do that.
Yeah.
Moving on,
forgot
Danny.
that. I forgot that.
You can't win, but maybe you can save some face with our last option here. It's a
Yeah.
conversion. It's a classic Sentinel with Valhallan driver. Hashtag 100111 Imperial Guard.
With one leg? Is that
Well, it
is
has
that
two
as
legs.
is?
No,
there's
it
two
has
legs
a
behind
second
him.
leg behind.
Oh, it's behind.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess
I have no
I have to
idea.
guess. Did I
You have to
got
guess,
yeah,
yeah.
I have to guess. This is a conversion. This is not. So this is. I don't know. $30.
Joel Adkins came in with 29.
Mm,
John,
Crip Shadow saying
$42.00.
wow.
$42. That's quite the precise number. But
Oh,
39.10.
God.
Close, but no cigar.
Close, yep.
Throwing darts, baby. Throwing darts.
Well, not anymore. It's not a cigar.
Danny, you are now the champion of being like just over. Like you're in the range like every time. But the amount is always sadly just over. That's it for this week's Price is Right. It's a thing I love. And man, if you want any themes, let me know. I looked out the window and saw snow, and I was sad. So I was like, Valhalla. We'll do it that way. Val, any victory speech you want to give after winning this beautiful Price is Right?
eBay Price is Right is thrilling, and more people need to love it as much as I do. That's all I got to say.
It's fun. Yeah.
That's true. We are, for once, because I cut out an entire section of the show, running a little short. So we're going to go into some Patreon questions that I've ignored forever.
Yes! Get the bumper ready.
Get the bumper ready.
Oh,
Do
no.
you need more time?
Yeah.
He needs more time.
Still more time.
Oh, my God. So, it turns out I can write backwards like really well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I try to hold up notes for Dickie to see, and because I'm reversed. Oh.
Yeah.
That was rude. Oh my gosh, just threw them on in there. So jumping on in here, I'm not going to answer this because I feel it would be wrong of me.
Where are
Is it? Oh, I haven't added them in. I'm just doing them on the fly. We're doing it live. Is it true that John bit his tongue for our sins?
No, he bit his tongue for his sins, namely not noticing where his feet were.
That's true. That wasn't necessarily my feet. It was the handcart that smacked me in the chin.
I thought I thought that you stepped on it and this
Dropped a box, right?
Dropped a box on it, and it caused it to sideshow Mel up and smack my chin closed and bite through.
Oh no!
Still have I have 3 weird little hard lumps on the side of my tongue. They feel weird now. No, it's fine though.
I'm so glad that you escaped that without serious, permanent, debilitating injury. So that's great.
The fact that I didn't break my jaw is mind-boggling to me.
So many things.
Bizarre, but that's okay.
John, it's really cool that you decided to do some body modification and rib your tongue.
For his
For
pleasure.
her pleasure, yeah. Oh, for mine, it was fucking sore. Danny, in chat, they're asking, is non-contigs a slur for Alaskans?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that,
and
though.
I'd appreciate if you didn't use that again.
Val, Age of Sigmar, the new Flesh Eater Quartz model came out, and he's holding a bunch of keys. It's an absolutely beautiful model that I didn't give Dickie any time at all to find. But what did the keys on the new model actually unlock?
John, it's a lot of janitorial closets.
Thank you.
It's just the Flesh Eater Quartz just have a lot of cleaning supplies.
Just
all segregated.
Yeah.
This the Flesh Eater Quartz janitor. I like that. That's a good angle. Yeah. We'll accept that. There he is.
He's beautiful. He's like, shit.
He's like,
clean up an aisle
kid.
me.
I didn't want to put down any more sawdust today.
That is a bizarre set of keys. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, I guess
He's got a lot of keys though. There's some on his belt and some in his hand. Oh, I never noticed.
I want to see this horrifying flesh-eating monster just continually put the wrong key in the lock because he can't figure it out and just like, oh God, is it this one?
But he's got those long fingernails too, so he's got to do the grab
Alternative
things.
take: this guy is a counselor at a fat camp for Flesh Eater Quartz, and so he's got to lock up all the food every night.
Oh, jeez. Well, when the food can escape, it's important to have it under lock and key.
And he's got wings to chase it down.
He's got more keys on his belt.
Yeah, he's got so many keys.
Why? What is the reason for this? I don't know.
It's like Batman.
Yeah, or I just camp counselor. Look at him go. I do like that model. They're continuing the old Fulgrim method of just having incredibly skinny wings that will break off.
Man, these things are plastic.
Just a quick note. Most website design actually, because it's built for cell phones, Dickie, just fits perfectly into the 1080 by 1920 frame. So you can,
but if you do that, then you miss the joke. You missed the joke we set up. The entire resolution of the frame box was so you could see the how to get off a shit podcast joke.
Got it. All right.
Which, by the way, I love looking at you guys waiting for your reaction and just you earnestly talking about just a topic that's close to your heart. Then Danny just realizing it was fantastic.
I laughed almost right away. I'd like to point that out.
You did. It was really good. Oh, beautiful. Well, that's a show if ever I've seen one.
That's a show.
Wow. Yeah, sure.
That sure is. Of all the podcasts we've ever done, this was one. And we want to thank you, everyone here, for joining us here in Grim After Dark. You can find all of our socials and ways to support us at the very easy to navigate and beautiful grimafterdark.com. We will be back next Monday live at 10 p.m. Eastern-ish. And if you enjoyed yourself, check out our back catalog on YouTube. Stop commenting on the Terminator short. And I won't stop mentioning it until people stop doing it. Remember, when your life feels like a never-ending siege and things can't get any worse, join us here and remember that it's always grim after dark.
It's time to step into the grim darkness with nerds gather talking Warhammer madness. Grim After Dark, the podcast with the hosts John, Danny, and Val, but they're not the most. Claiming to be experts, but it's all a facade. Talking about battles and dice rolls, they're all odd. Trying to sound cool with their Warhammer talk, but I'm here to expose. It's all just squawk. Nerds, everywhere I see talking Warhammer this, like it's a decree. But let me tell you, homie, it is all just a game. In the real world, homie, we are not the same. So put down the dice, step out of the dark. It's time to live life, nerd, make your own mark. Grim After Dark, the nerds playground. Talking Warhammer this, acting all profound. But when I listen, it's all just a bunch of noise. I love roasting nerds and their stupid ass toys. Stupid ass toys, I wanna grab them, put my hands around the neck, squeeze, Warhammer squeeze, until they can't breathe or breathe again. Tell a friend, I'm out here roasting nerds again.